It's been a very busy weekend, but at long last we've started to see some ground being gained. I have to say, today and Saturday and even on Friday, the media interest in what had happened with the government and the Lockerbie bomber, they made a serious mistake by releasing him, but they've actually done us a good turn because it exposed the hypocrisy of the whole situation when it came down to the British government's policy with Libya. Now, with that said, we have to recognise that now our government is on board and are now prepared to help us, and they're putting a diplomatic team of negotiators into Tripoli to negotiate on behalf of the victims within the United Kingdom who suffered at the hands of the IRA. 10 years we've been working on this. People laughed at us whenever we started and said it would never happen. Well, we always said if you stand for what's right, sooner or later you will get there. We've still a bit of a way to go, but we will get there. We're now in a position where the government is on board and they're doing all they can. Some of the most senior legal people from around the world are with us, and tomorrow I'm going over to London to meet with the legal people again, and also some new people who have come on board. We welcome all the help that we've been given, and we have to give credit where credit's due. Some of our politicians, very few of them, but some of them, like Jeffrey Donaldson, Nigel Dodge, Andrew McKinley, just to name a few, who have helped out during this campaign. This isn't about party political politics. This is about what's right and what's wrong. We said that we would try and hold Libya accountable for arming, training and financing the IRA, because the IRA couldn't have carried out their campaign in the United Kingdom without the help of Libya. So it was very important to us, not only the fact that they would compensate the victims, because remember, the IRA couldn't have did what they did without the help of Libya, because the expertise they picked up, they got in Libya, the weapons they got in Libya, and the money they got in Libya. The other thing I should mention here is that the Shinners, or the IRA, whatever you want to call them, should be hanging their heads in shame, because now the whole truth is going to come out. The truth about what they actually were involved in, and how much money they made, and where all the money went to, and how many people they murdered using the weapons and the explosives that were supplied by Libya to fight their great cause, which is supposed to be defending the Catholic community, when in reality they killed more Catholics than all the security forces put together did. But Sinn Féin stayed very silent the whole way through this. If they were as interested or as concerned as what they pretended to be about peace in Northern Ireland, all they had to do was speak up and say, well, I think Libya should deal with these people because what has happened, they can't deny it. But no, they didn't want that. They were happy enough to inflict the murder and the mayhem that they did on our people, but they weren't even prepared to say, well, things have changed, let's see if we can help them. Sinn Féin hasn't changed, never will. But the one thing for sure, from now on, they'll operate in history. It will not be a distorted history written by twisted, bitter Republicans who the only thing they have at heart is the murder of the Protestant people, and well, even people from their own community who don't agree with them. So a lot of things have happened over the last few days, but I want to send a message to the IRA here and Sinn Féin. When we put our mind to something, we don't give up. It may take 2 years, 6 years, or 20 years, but sooner or later we will hold you accountable the same way as Libya is now going to be held accountable. That I can guarantee you. And that's what is most important about this. Yes, the money is important as well. It'll help the people who are disabled, it'll help the people who have lived on buttons because the main breadwinner has been taken out of their home, and a lot of them are in bad health because they had a rare family without the breadwinner, and basically worked themselves into the ground. So hopefully this will be there, this compensation will be there to help people like that. But the most important part of it is the justice end of it. We are holding to account the state, the sponsor, the terrorists who butchered and maimed the people in this community. So hopefully I will send a clear message out to the rest of the world. If you're going to support terrorism, sooner or later, and especially if the victims stand shoulder to shoulder, you will be held accountable. And I have to give Gordon Brown credit now where credit's due. It's taken a long time, but he's now realised that we were right, and that they have to hold these people accountable. And the only way you can do that is to bring them to account for what they've done. And thankfully now that seems to be the case where hopefully that is going to happen. And again, I would congratulate our legal team and the politicians who have backed us, and also a number of the victims, like Michelle Williamson and other individuals from the mainland who have lobbied for quite a while. We're not finished, we've still a bit of a way to go yet, but we will get there. There's a number of people who are trying to jump on the bandwagon here. I personally have put nothing in to this for myself. I have not, so if people think that I'm in this for money, they couldn't be farther from the truth. My name, I never even put my name on the writ to go into the legal case, so I can't be accused of being in this for money. I'm in it for what I believe in, and I'm in it for the people who died to give us law and order and a community that we could live in. So, and also to help the widows and the injured who are left behind. That's why I'm in it. But the other thing I'll say, this is for both Catholics and Protestants within the community, because people mightn't realise it, but the IRA killed nearly 500 Roman Catholics in Northern Ireland. So it's not just simply for people of the Protestant persuasion, it is for both sides of the community. Innocent Catholics or innocent Protestants, one or the other makes no difference, as long as they're innocent victims. It won't be going to the terrorists, I can assure you that.